when you're talking about the Large Hadron Collider and physics experiments at this level, the key word is energy. What they're trying to do there is mimic, approach the energies that happened at the beginning of the Big Bang. When all the energy that was released, some of it stayed energy, a lot of it turned into matter. And so if you want to understand the nature of that matter, you need to pull it apart and have a good look at it. And you do that by banging particles into each other that smash into their constituent particles, elements, even, smaller and smaller and smaller subatomic elements. And you need huge energies to do that. You're accelerating protons, the building blocks of atoms, around this ring at near the speed of light and smashing them into each other, and they fly apart, revealing all the constituents and other elements and energies that make up matter in the universe.
And why is this research so important?
Well, if we want to understand our place in the universe, we need to get as deep down as we can get. And in order to do that, you need these energies. And that's what they're doing. They're upgrading the injectors that fire the particles. They're not upgrading the magnets so much as retraining the magnets that direct these particles, so that you can get these higher and higher energies. And also they're getting higher collision rates, because when you're doing these experiments where maybe 1 in 1,000 times you get the result you want, you need to do them many, many, many times over and over again. And, the answer to why we're doing it is, if we want to understand the universe, our place in the universe, we need to get as fundamental understanding of it as we can. It's called the Standard Model. And what these guys are trying to do is break the Standard Model to see if it holds up to everything they can find out. Everything we know about the universe is all lumped together in this idea of the Standard Model.
So what kind of timelines are we looking at here?
I won't see it. It's impossible to know, because each time they do something, they find out something else. Until 2012, the Higgs boson was something on an equation, and then the Large Hadron Collider proved it. The things that are going to be very interesting in the next part, in the next few years, I was talking to a physicist at CERN, not involved with the Large Hadron Collider, but with the antimatter factory, which we're going to visit on Razor in a couple of weeks, which I'm very excited about. He said the raison d'etre for the Large Hadron Collider now is to try and discover dark matter. Dark matter in that Standard Model that I was talking about, and dark energy, are the bits we know have to be there, but we have no idea what they are.
And if you don't understand, well, CERN, of course, we've seen the clip of CERN, where CERN has these bizarre commercials where you literally can see that they're performing satanic rituals. Like you can see inside of the giant circle, which, of course, what is the circle used in, right? In witchcraft, they always have the circle, the protection circle, and they stay inside the circle, right? It's a coincidence that CERN's a giant circle. It's a coincidence that in the commercial, you have the things coming over from what's on the other side, the outside of the circle. I'll show you right now, right? That's a demon on the outside. They're bringing it inside the circle. It's just that people can't grasp what I'm saying. Because they hear like demons and divine, they're like, that's all crazy talk. Yet, they go see spiritual advisors, they go see psychics, they do Ouija boards, they watch all these shows about ghosts, they believe in ghosts, yet they don't want to believe this stuff, or they just, something in their brain refuses letting them believe this stuff. And CERN is openly talking about this. This is what they're doing at CERN. Here's a clip from Stranger Things as well as the commercial.
Cosmos, Carl Sagan talks about other dimensions, like beyond our world.
Basically, there are parallel universes, just like our world, but just infinite variations of it.
We were thinking of more of an evil dimension, like the Veil of Shadows. You know the Veil of Shadows?
You can move forwards or backwards.
Well, is there any way for the acrobat to get to the Upside Down?
You'd have to create a massive amount of energy, more than humans are currently capable of creating, mind you, to open up some kind of tear in time and space. Create a doorway. The magnetic field, our environment, heck, it might even swallow us up whole.
So people should be very alarmed by this, but it's not a mainstream story because, again, it's in the name of science. So if it's in the name of science, you should trust it. Just like that poison that people took. Scientists hope upgraded atom smasher can crack mysteries of the universe. Okay, so what is this? Mysteries of the universe. So is anyone weighing the pros and cons, the dangers of doing this? Even if people didn't believe there was another side or anything like that, what would the benefit of this? Why would we need to do this? Oh, so we could examine what? What are you going to tell me, like aliens or something? I mean, what is the way that they explain this to people is what I want to know. How people are like, this is really beneficial for society. We need to do this. The Large Hadron Collider is scheduled to restart July 3rd through the 5th, and scientists are ready to resume experiments that could explain mysteries of science, of existence, including the invisible particles that make up matter. So why am I covering this on top of all this stuff? It's because spiritual warfare is going to be insane. So stay prayed up. And I look, you could roll your eyes at it all you want. The more you study the both sides of this, and I'm a Christian, so obviously, reading the Bible, studying God's word, and then seeing what these people practice, covering and exposing them. Okay, it is so obvious that this is the spiritual war the Bible talks about is at such a high peak level right now. It's only going to get worse when they do stuff like this because they're bringing entities over. That's what this is about. And even Christians, they hear that, they roll their eyes like, that's all crazy, weird stuff. It's in the Bible talks about this stuff. What do you think God means when he talks about a veil? Do people not understand? Like, this is the tearing of the veil, is what it is. They're bringing over what God has hid from this side. And that's what I've been saying in recent videos about all this stuff with global warming. I believe the reason they want to go green is that those things cannot exist. I believe personally. It doesn't mean it's fact or anything like that. Just from everything I've studied and this obsession they have with going green. It's not about money. It has to be done. They're doing it however it has to be, however they can to make sure it's done. Because I don't think what's on the other side can exist on this side because God made it so that we give out carbon so that these things can't be here and exist with us in this plane, in this field, in this earth. That's what I believe. So that's part of what, you see going on here too. So they say faster, better, stronger. New phase of operations at the Large Hadron Collider, the world's largest particle accelerator, is scheduled to start in a few. Now it's scheduled to start today or tomorrow, this weekend, the 3rd. Just a day after the 10th anniversary of its greatest achievement so far, the discovery of the long sought after Higgs this stupid thing, the Higgs boson. The collider's reopening, it's been closed since 2018, is an important event for global science. Oh, is it? As what is generally considered one of the biggest science experiments ever conducted, has already helped reveal important details about the fabric of reality. The Higgs discovery in July 2012 affirmed the standard model of particle physics, which still holds away the best explanation of how matter works. I mean, what? The stuff that they just talk, matter. And then, people are like engineers and physicists are like, oh, this is really, really important. Yeah, smashing atoms together and doing all this stuff. It's really, really necessary. They're doing it because they know what's on the other side. They know what they want to bring over. And then they tell humanity, oh, well, it's just in the best interest of humanity. We're going to do this so we can just do a little bit more studying so we can understand more about the Big Bang Theory that we